Right, Putih. Hamatama Ibuan. You all welcome to the grade 11 English medium maths paper class today, right? Today is a special day, right? Ada වැදගත්ම දවසක්. ඔයාලට පණිවිඩ කීපයක් තියෙනවා කියන්න. You know that today the maths paper is there, was there, okay? So what do you think about the maths paper? Did you see the paper? Did you see today maths paper? කවුරු මැත් පේපර් එක දැක්කද පුතේ ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රේ yes not yet. Okay, so next day I will show you. Today I have the Sinhala medium maths paper. I got the Sinhala medium paper, but not yet received the English medium first paper. Second paper I have. Okay, so learn that. Right, the math is a very standard subject. A lot of teachers and students understood this time, this concept. Okay, because you know that all the teachers taught in a very simple manner and very basic questions like previous question, changing the terms. That although the student got used to do the same way, right? They didn't understand the concept in the question. right ඔන්න බලන්න ලොකු මැත්ස් වල ටර්නින් පොයින්ට් එකක් මේ අවුරුද්දේ පේපර් එක අර අපි කියන්නේ පාඩම් කරන ස්ටයිල් එකෙන් ගිහිල්ලා ඉලක්කම් මාරු කරන ස්ටයිල් එකෙන් ගිහිල්ලා ගණන් හදන්න බෑ කියන එක අද දවසේ ඔප්පු වුණා. හරිද? ඒ නිසා ඔයාලා එකෙන් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම ආදර්ශය ඔයාලට ටයිම් එක තියෙනවා. අහලා බලන්න ලියපු අයගෙන් මගේ පන්තිවල නම් බහුතරයක් දෙනා කරා. නමුත් සමස්තයක් විදිහට ලංකාව තුල ළමයි හිතාගෙන හිටිය මට්ටමේ පේපර් එකක් නෙවෙයි මේ පාර ආවේ. ෆස්ට් පේපර් එක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ළමයි ලේසි කියලා වැළඳ ගන්න පේපර් එක. හැබැයි මේ පාර ඒකෙදිම පොඩ්ඩක් questions structure එක පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කරලා understandingම තමයි තිබුණේ. ඒ කියන්නේ කවදාකවත් කලින් හදපු ගානක් ඇසුරෙන් හදන්න බෑ. concept තමයි ඕන වෙන්නේ. හරිද? ඒකේ අවදානම පැහැදිලි කරන්නේ මං ඔයාලටත් මුල ඉඳලම හරි හැම විටම හොඳ concepts අවබෝධයකින් මේක how and why all the time ඔයාලා ගානක් හදනකොට how කොහොමද why ඇයි කියන ලොජික් එක දාන්න පුරුදු වෙන්න. නැතෝ නිකන් ඔහි නිකන් ගණන් එක්ක උසුළු කිරීමක් කරලා උත්තරේ ගන්න try කරන්න එපා. එහෙම කරොත් අපිට ගණන් එක්ක ගොඩ යන්න බෑ. ඒ නිසා ලොකු අවධානමක් තියෙනවා ඉස්සරහට මැත්ස් වල හරියටම quality subject content එකක් ඉගෙන ගන්න. බොරු බයිලා පම්පෝරිය අහන්න පන්ති වලට යන්න එපා. එහෙම ගිය බහුතරයක්ට අද දවසේ පේපර් එක උත්තර දුන්නා. බොහොමයක් මැස් පන්ති වලට සහ බොහොමයක් අර ඒ රටාවට පැටර්න් වලට හුරු වෙලා ටයිප්ස් වලට හුරු වෙලා ගිය ළමයින්ට ලොකු පහරක් වැදුනේ. හරිද? ඒක පේපර් එක සමස්තයක් අමාරු නෑ. හැබැයි මේ සිස්ටම් එකට හුරු වෙච්ච ළමයින්ට අමාරු නා පේපර් එක. හරි. ඒ නිසා හැමෝම හිතට ගන්න ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් පේපර් එකක් තමයි මේ පාර ආවේ. මම පේපර් එක දාන්නම්. ඒ නිසා මේ හොඳට හිතලා අරගෙන මේ මාස 8 හොඳට වැඩ කරන්න අර ස්මෝල් අපි කියන්නේ සීනි බෝල ටයිප් වල ගණන් වලට හුරු වෙන්න එපා. හරිනේ. ඒම හුරු වෙන්න එපා සහ හැම විටම මම අර කිව්වේ how and why. හැම එකක්ම අපි ලොජික් තර්ක කරන්න හැම එකකම බේස් එකක් තියෙනවා මැත්ස් වල. ඒ බේස් එක හොඳට අල්ල ගන්න. හරි. දැන් සාමාන්‍ය හොඳ මට්ටම් වල හිටපු ළමයිනොත් ලකුණු ගත්තට අවබෝධයෙන් ගණන් හදපු නැති බහුතරයකට හොඳ පිළිතුරක් මේ පාර මැත්ස් පේපර් එකෙන් දුන්නා. හරි. මේ ඒක එහෙම වෙන්නත් ඕනේ පුතා. මොකද හේතුව මේක ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් තව ටිකක් වැඩි කරත් කමක් නැහැ. හේතුව තමයි මේකට බහුතරයක් අන්කොලිෆයිඩ් ගුරුවරු ආවා ටියුෂන් එකට ඇවිල්ලා එතන සම්පූර්ණ ළමයින්ගේ ඔලු විනාශ කරා. ඒ වගේම බහුතරයක් ළමයි සිස්ටම් එකට හුරු වුණා. හිතුවේ විභාග ලෙවල් එක මේ ලෙවල් එක කියලා. හැබැයි ඊට වඩා හොඳ ලෙවල් එකකින් අද පේපර් එක තිබුණා. වැඩ කරපු ක්වොලිටියට වැඩ කරපු ළමයින්ට අමාරු නැහැ. බහුතරයක් දෙනාට අමාරු උනේ හැමෝම හරි පාත් එකේ වැඩ කරේ නැහැ. හරි. ඒ නිසා ඔයාලටත් මම කියන්නේ සීරියස් ගන්න දැන් කාලේ. හරි සීරියස් අරන් අද ඉඳලා වැඩට බහින්න. මොකද මේ ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් එකේ එන්න වැඩි වෙනවා මිසක අඩු කරන්නේ නැහැ. right හැමෝම හුරු වෙලා හිටියේ ෆස්ට් එක ලීසි සෙකන්ඩ් එක අමාරු. හැබැයි අද ඒක වෙනස් කර අහලා බලන්න ලියපු අයගෙන් සමහරු ෆස්ට් එක ගැන වොරි වෙනවා. මේ ෆස්ට් එකේ පාර්ට් B ගැන වොරි වෙනවා. කොහේ හරි වොරිමන්ට් එකක් තියෙනවා. සුළුතරයක් විතරයි ඒක සැටිස්ෆයි වෙන්නේ. හරි. දැන් මම පේපර්ස් 60ක් කෙරෙව්වා. ඒ වගේම කෙටි ප්‍රශ්න 1025ක් කරා. එහෙම කරලත් තමයි ළමයිව ට්‍රේන් කරේ. හැබැයි ගොඩාක් ගණන් හැදුවටම නෙමෙයි මැත්ස් පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. මැත්ස් පුළුවන් වෙන නම් කන්සෙප්ට් හොඳට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. how and why හොඳට තියෙන්න ඕනේ. ඇයි මේක ගන්නෙ? මොකද්ද මේකෙන් වෙන්නේ කියන එක හැම වෙලෙම හැමෝම ආගියු කරන්න ඕනේ. අදින් පස්සේ ඒක ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එක හොඳට ඔලුවට ගන්න. කලින් හදපු ගණන් වල ඉලක්කම් වෙනස් කරලා ඒ ගණන් දිහා බලාගෙන කිසිම විදක හදන්න එපා. මේ පේපර්ස් කරන පේපර් එකක් නැවත බලාගෙන ඊළඟ පේපර් එකේ ගානට යන්න එපා. අලුතින්ම ඔළුවෙන්ම ගාන හිතන්න. හරි. මම හිතනවා අද මේ අනිත් අයටත් මේක සිංහලෙන් තේරෙනවා කියලා මම ඒක පැහැදිලිවම සිංහලෙන් කිව්වේ. ඕක ලොකු අභියෝගයක් වෙනවා. හේතුව එකාතකින් හොඳයි. නැත්තම් හැමෝටම ABs ආවහම හිතන්නේ තමන් මැත්ස් වල එක්ස්පර්ට් කියලා. හැබැයි A level මැත්ස් කරන්න ගියාට පස්සේ තේරෙනවා මේ A level මැත්ස් එක ඊට වඩා 100,000 ගුණයක් උඩින් තියෙන්නේ. ඒතර බහුතරයක් දෙනා එතනින් කඩා වැටෙනවා. A level ස්ට්‍රීම්ම නාස්ති කර ගන්නවා. අපි දකිනවා මැත්ස් වල සාමාන්‍ය ෆස්ට් ෂයි එක කරලා මැත්ස් අතාරින පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. මාස 2-3න් A level මැත්ස් අතාරින පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ අවුරුද්ද ලියලා සෙකන්ඩ් ෂයි ලියලා මැත්ස් අතාරින පිරිසක් ඉන්නවා. අරන් බලන්න. ඇයි එහෙම වෙන්නේ? අර O level කාලේ සීනි බෝල ටයිප් එකට මැත්ස් වලින් ඔළුව හදලා අවසානෙට ඒ ස්ට්‍රීම්ස් වල ෆේල් වෙනවා. හරි. ඒක නොවෙන්න බොරු බයිලා නැති හොඳ ක්වොලිටි පන්ති සෙට් එකකට සෙට් වෙන්න මම කියන්නේ මේන් කෝ සබ්ජෙක්ට්ස් වලට. රයිට්. බොරු මොටිවේෂන් ඒව වැඩක් නෑ. රයිට්. දැන් මොටිවේෂන් කරා කියලා මේ මොහොතට අපිට පොඩි නිකන් ගැම්මක් ජවයක් එනවා විනාඩි 5කට 10කට. තමයි ඊට පස්සේ බලන්න. ඒවට බොරුවට කාලේ නාස්ති කරන්න පම්පෝර යහන්න නෙමෙයි හොඳට සබ්ජෙක්ට් කන්ටෙන්ට් එක ඉගෙන ගන්න පන්ති සෙට් එකක් තෝරාගෙන හරියට වැඩේ කරන්න. රයිට්. එතකොට මේ පන්තිවල දෙන පේපර්ස් හරියටම කරන්න. හරි. තමන් ඒක මොනිටර් කරන්න. ඉස්සරහට මම ටිකක් වැඩපිළිවෙලත් වෙනස් කරනවා. පොඩි මොනිටරින් පාර්ට් එකක් යවනවා. පේපර්ස් කරන්නේ කවුද නොකරන්නේ කවුද පොඩි ඉවැලුවේෂන් එකක් කරනවා. ඊට අමතරව දැන් මට අමතරව වියදමක් ගියත් මම පේපර් සෙට් එක අප්‍රේල් මාසේ ඉඳලා ඩිලිවර් කරනවා මාසෙට අවශ්‍ය පේපර්ස් 4ම. හරි. එතකොට හැමෝටම මේ පන්ති ගාස්තුව යටතේමයි මම ඒ වියදම දරලා හැමෝගෙම ගෙදරට පේපර් සෙට් එක කුරියර් කරනවා. එතකොට Tamanට පේපර් සෙට් එක අතේ තියෙනවනේ. එතකොට Tamanට ඒකේ වැඩේ වෙනවා. මොකද PDF දාපුවම සමහරව ඔක ගන්න පුළුවන්. සමහරව ඔන්න ක්ලාස් එක හෙට කියලා උදේ PDF එක හොයනවා. ආයෙ සමහර කොටසක් කරලා ඉන්නවා. දැන් එහෙම එක්ස්කියුස් නැහැ. හැමෝටම කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මම පොඩි ඉවැලුවේෂන් එකකට යනවා. හැම මාසෙකම අවසාන පේපර් එක සබ්මිට් කරලා එන අය මට සබ්මිට් කරන්න ඕනේ. ඒකේ මම පොඩි කරෙක්ෂන්ස් රැන්ඩම්ලි චෙක් කරනවා. හරි. එහෙම වැඩපිළිවෙලක් යන්න ඕන පුතා මේක සීරියස්ම ගන්න. මොකද ලංකාවේ මැත්ස් වලට හොඳ අප්‍රෝච් එකක් මම කියන්නේ මේක වැරදි නෑ හොඳ අප්‍රෝච් එකක්. ඒ නිසා ඔයාලා හිතාගෙන ඉන්නවා නම් ලීසියෙන් මැත්ස් එකට එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා ඒක සිහිනයක්. හරි. ඒ නිසා ඔබ වැඩ කළ යුතුමයි. රයිට්. දැන් A level maths ගත්තාම සාමාන්‍ය S එකක් ගන්න බෑ සාමාන්‍ය ළමයෙකුට. ගොඩක් වැඩ නොකර. A level combined maths. එතකොට ඔයාලා O level E ගන්න ළමයි combined maths fail වෙනවා. හිතන්න පරතරේ කොහොමද කියලා. O level ලකුණු 90 E ගන්න ළමයි combined maths fail වෙනවා. ඇයි fail වෙන්නේ? මේ gap එක මදි. ඒ කියන්නේ gap එක වැඩි. එතකොට O level එක A standard එකට දැන් ටික ගේනවා. හරි. ඒ නිසා හොඳට ඔව සිහියට ගන්න බොරු මායවල් බොරු පම්පෝරි ඔවට ඇහුවෙන්න එපා. මේ මාස 7-8යි තියෙන්නේ. හැමෝම අද හිතට අරගෙන මං හැම සතියෙම හරියටම වැඩ ටික කරනවා. නැත්තම් සමහර ළමයි අද සමහරු මං කියන්නේ සාමාන්‍ය මධ්‍යස්ථ වැඩ කරපු ළමයි හදලම නෑ ගණන්. හරි. මේ ඒ නිසා තමන්ගේ අතේ තියෙන හොඳට මේක අරගන්න සීරියස් අරගන්න පන්තියේ පැය දෙක නම් ඒක තුල ලයිව් ඉන්න. ඒ වගේ වේදනාව දැනෙන්නේ තමන් පේපර් එක ලියලා උත්තර එන්නේ නැතුව අනිත් ළමයි ගණන් හදලා තමන් ඩිස්සැටිස්ෆයි වෙනකොට තමයි. අනේ තමන් අවසානයේ මුහුණ දෙනකොටයි ওই වේදනාවල් සියල්ල තමන්ට දැනෙන්නේ. හරි. ඒ නිසා ඔක හොඳට හිතට අරගෙන අලුත් මිනිස්සෙක් විදියට ග්‍රේඩ් 11 එකට නැගී සිටින්න තව මාස 8යි දැන් ඉවරනේ ආදිම මැත්ස් එක ඊළඟ මැත්ස් එක ඔයාලගේ මැත්ස් එක හරිනේ ඒතකොට දැන් තමයි තමන් සෙට් වෙන්න ඕනේ කාලය ආයෙ ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා මේක හැරිලා හදන්න බෑ මැත්ස් කියන්නේ ළඟට ගිහිල්ලා ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙන්න බෑ. රයිට්. දැන් ඉඳලම ප්‍රිපෙයාර් වෙන්න ඕන එකක්. ළඟට ගිහින් ආයෙ මුකුත් කරන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. හරිනේ. ඒ කාලෙන් තව වෙන සබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් ගොඩ දාන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. ඒ නිසා ඔය මං මුලින්ම කිව්වේ දැන් අද මැත්ස් පේපර් එක මට සෑහෙන ළමයි ප්‍රමාණයක් කතා කරා. ළමයි බහුතරයක් කරගෙන තියෙනවා. හැබැයි යම් ප්‍රමාණයකට කරගත්තේ නැති ළමයිනුත් ඉන්නවා. හරි. ඒ නිසා මේක හොඳට අවධානයෙන් ඔලුවට දාගන්න. හොඳට තමන්ගේ අතේ තියෙන වැඩ ටික තමන් මැත්ස් වලට වැඩ නොකරොත් මහන්සි නොවුනොත් concept අවබෝධ නොකර ගත්තොත් ගාන බෑ. concept. ඒක අපි කියන්නේ pattern එක නැත්තම් steps නෙමෙයි ඔලුවට දාගන්න ඕනි concepts. why how ඔන්න ඔය දෙක හැම විටම තර්ක කරන්න. එතකොට ගාන පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ගාන දෙස අලුත් ගානක් විදියට හැම ගානක්ම බලන්න. හරි රයිට් නැතු පරණ මතකයෙන් පරණ හදපු ගණන් ඔළුවේ දාගෙන එතන තියෙන්නේ මෙමරි රීකෝල් කිරීමක් විතරයි මොලේ වෙහිසීමක් නෙවෙයි හරිද රයිට් එතකොට ඒක හොඳට ඔළුවට දාගන්න වැඩ ටික හරියට කරමු එතකොට මං සිලබස් එක පැහැදිලිව උගන්වනවා රයිට් මේකේ වැඩ ටික හරියට කරනවා ස්ට්‍රක්චර්ඩ් විදියට පේපර් සෙට් එක දෙනවා තමන්ට තියෙන්නේ ඒක හරියට ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරලා වැඩේ කරන්න right okay I think everyone the other Muslim and Tamil students also understood my wording so but I told that today paper is bit tough and very structured manners and not easy rather than the previous papers right so you have to be very advanced in mathematics and always argue why this happened how this happened in mathematics and understand the basic concepts right for an example this concept is like interest rate calculations then I take the idea how it happens all the time all the questions argue that one okay so no need to just do like very easy questions and to be satisfied right you should follow the standard exam level so if I got the paper O level paper first paper because normally it is not officially issued to the outside but normally it issued the single paper I got first paper so once I got it and drafted it I will do it in the paper class no problem although you didn't cover the full part once I got I will start the part that you can do okay right so honestly right study well otherwise you and your parents would be suffered at the end right අවසාන මොහොතේ සෆර් වෙන්න එපා తాවකාලිකව සතුටක් ගනි සමහරු ක්ලාස් වලට ගිහිල්ලා එහෙම නෙමේ අවසාන මොහොතේ සතුට ගන්න right ඒක ගන්න නම් වැඩම තමයි තියෙන්න ඕනේ වෙන කිසිම දෙයකින් පුතා සැටිස්ෆයි වෙන්න බෑ හරි ඒ නිසා හරියට වැඩ ටික කරගෙන යන්න next month වල ඉඳලා paper set එක deliver කරනවා ගෙදරටම ඒතර හැමෝම printed copy එක තියෙනවා වැඩේ කරන්න ඕනේ හරි right now the question number 1 we are moving here if the annual simple interest received by a person who loaned rupees 8,000, rupees 1,200, find the annual simple interest rate he charged. Annual simple interest rate. So here you argue annual interest rate. Rate means 400 loan amount. What is the interest charge? If we take 100 loan, what is the interest charge? That is the interest rate. But here now they have given for 8,000, the charge is 1,200 per annum. Okay. So then for 8,000 loan, they charge rupees 1,200. But the percentage says not for 8,000 loan, percentage asking for 100 rupees. What is the loan amount, the interest charge? That is the percentage. So you multiply it by 100%. So that is the argument. But as an equation, if you memorize, just the interest per year divide by the loan amount then into 100%. So you can simplify here 2 zeros 2 0 0 0 cancels then 8 1 8 12 subtract 8 4 4 48 5 so 15% charge okay so the interest rate is with respect of 100 how much for 8,000 this much interest then for 100 how much okay expressed in logarithm form, right? So this is called the index form. So I explain you, you have just index or logarithm form only under the ELC 0.3010. Okay. Now to convert into the index format, right here 2 equal 10 to the power is there. So you have to convert into the log format. So here log wording not there. So as I mentioned, here the base and here index. Okay, base index. This is the answer. So what we need to do, we take the logarithm of the answer all the time, not the base. You take the logarithm of 2, but to make a log, you should have a base. So what's the base you refer? Here the base. What is the base here? 10. So you take that base 10 here. So then base is taken here, then index is the answer. Then that is gives us 0.3010. So this is the log format. Logarithm of 2 to the base 10 equals 0.3010. Okay, right. Question number 3. Add 1 upon x plus 3 upon 2x. Okay, then here you choose 1 upon x plus 3 upon 2x. So here now you can see x and x they are. So to make same denominator, so this concept is what? For adding algebraic fractions, their denominator must equal. That is the concept, maths concept. So when fraction sees you see that here denominate I shall equal. So here x is 2x. So you can make both as 2x. Okay, x terms there. Then you multiply, this is right in equivalent fraction. You multiply by 2, then 2 into 1, 2 upon 2x plus 3 upon 2x. Okay, then here 2x is the common denominator. Then you can add 2 plus 3, 5. So it comes as 5 upon 2x. Okay, right. So now just you understand the concept for fraction addition or subtraction, either it's algebraic or numeric, I shall equal their denominator. Okay, right. Question number 4. If the triangle ABC and the triangle PQR are congruent under AASN, find the value of the x, right? So now, whenever two angles given, my advice to mark the other angle here. How? 7 plus 30, 100, then here should be 80. So here, x is there. Now they are saying that ABC and PQ are congruent under angle side case. So I have highlighted under AASN what is the importance. A is what is the important here? Side. That shouldn't be a general side, that should be a corresponding side. So side is very important, that is the corresponding side. Okay, corresponding sides. Okay, then what is the corresponding side? How to check the corresponding sides? You check this side is front to the 70 degree in this triangle. Okay, then here should be the front to the same angle if they are congruent. So this is front to 70 mean here also to become as a corresponding side that also lies front to the 70 degree. That means here should be 70 degree. Then you can find the x. How? Apply the triangle theorem. 70 plus 30, 100. Then x should be 80 degree. So you can take x as 80 degrees. So here the concept is what? This is the concept, right? The side should be corresponding sides. Then side is front to the 70. If to become a corresponding side here, that also to be to front to 70. So in this question, some students take that as per the location 30, 30, then they should be 70, 70. Not in that way you check the correspondency. You check relevant to the side front angle, relevant to the side's front angle. Imagine the side is marked here, then what should be the corresponding? Here should be the 70. Okay, without making the orientation we cannot say the correspondency. PT මනු අපිට කියන්න බෑ correspondency එක බලන්න ඕනේ යාට front angle එක එහා එක ඊට front angle එකේ side එක වෙන්න ඕනේ, right? Okay, if it takes 20 minutes to fill a tank completely with the capacity of 1000 liter, find rate at which water flows in liter per minute, right? all the time. Remember, this is the concept. Rate mean whatever rate asking means that to be divided by the time. Rate is built up when dividing by time. Okay. So water flowing rate gives you the change in the volume divided by changing volume divided by time. All the time to make a rate that to be divided by time. Okay, then what is the change in the volume? 1,000 liters, right, divided by the time taken, that is 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So now you can see that 0, 0 cancelled. 100 divided by 2, that comes as 50 liters per minute. 50 liters per minute. Okay, right. Understood? Right. Find the least common multiple of 2a squared 8ab. Right. So now this is our easiest way. Expand the terms to a squared, then 8 and a terms under a terms, b terms under b terms. Actually, what we are taking as LCM, both these expressions to convert to the least common one for both. So now this is the process. You take 2 and 8 and check the LCM of these two. Check the LCM of these two. Check the LCM of these individually. So 2 and 8 means, right, 2 can convert to 8 with multiplication 4. Then 8 is a multiple common for both, as well as that is the least common one. So just 2 can convert 8, then you put 8 there. Then same algebraic terms there, then take the maximum power, a squared, and then here b only, b is the term you need to take. So the answer is 8a squared b. Right. Question number 7. Find mark price of a refrigerator is 50,000. A VAT 15% is charged for it. Find the VAT that should be paid. VAT 15% VAT charge means what? If the value of the refrigerator 100, for each 100 it charge 15 rupees as well. For 100 rupees of value of good, it charge 15 the VAT. So if that's so, what their value 50,000. 100කට VAT එක 15ක් වදිනවා නම් 100කට 15 නම් 50,000 වලට කීයක් වදිනවද? Right? For 100, 15 rupees. If that's so, 50,000 how much? Right, two zeros cancelled. Then 5, 15 into 5, 75, and two zeros there. Then rupees 7,500. Right. Question number 7. From the following approximation of root 50, right, is what? Okay, root 50 is what? Now you can find out the value root 15 to the first approximation. Right, root 50 there. Now you check the lower and the upper perfect square. Lower perfect square is 49 and upper perfect square is 64. Now you check 49 root is 7 and 64 root is 8. Now you check the gap here, 49 to 50. What is the gap? Gap 1. Here to here gap is what? 14. Now directly you can argue how this 50 is having one gap to here and 14 gap to there. So now you feel that 50 is very closer to 7. Why? Just one gap only, very closer. So after 7, what is the value closer to 7? 7.1. So you feel now exactly it should be 7.1, no, maximum 7.2. So you start with checking 7.1. So you multiply 7.1 into 7.1, 7 into 1, 7, 49, right? 1, 7, 7, 14. 1 remaining, see, 50.445. 50.45 means bit lower, bit more than 50. It's also more than 50, right? Then you can see that you cannot check with 7.2. Why? Then it is more than 50 again. Here 50.4541. Then you choose the answer is 7.1. Directly 7.1 is the answer. Okay. right? The, the circumference of the circular face of a cylinder is 22 centimeter, right? If the height here it comes as 22 centimeter circumference and the height is 10, find the area of the curved surface area. දැන් මේකට ළමයි දාන උත්තරේ බලන්න. මම අර කිව්වේ all the time they are not arguing how this curved surface bone. එයාලට බහුතරයක් දෙනෙක්ට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ මේ curved surface එක හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. So they are find the 25RH but here are not given. Then they use the circumference and separately find R and then apply to the 25RH sum stream. But how it happened, the base circumference given. Circumference means this side length given. Okay, so when you cut this curved surface area, okay, then this base length converted to the length of the rectangle. So when you cut the curved surface area and unfold it, it is a rectangular face. Okay, curved surface means a rectangle. What is the dimension of rectangle? The length is comes the circumference of the base. Okay, so what is the circumference of the base? That is 22 centimeter and height is the cylinder height 10 centimeter. So now you can apply the area of this curved surface is the area of this rectangle. How to take it? Just 22 into 10. So remember in that way also how the base circumference, the curved surface area comes, the base circumference into the height in the other way. Okay, normal way 25RH, but this 25R is what? So this formula says the concept 25R into H, no, 25R is the circumference of the base into the height, just. But a lot of the students fail to apply instead of 25R base circumference. But understand 25R means the circumference, so base circumference into the height. So this is how you take it. Right. Right. Now we are moving to the question number 10. Right. If NA equal 15, NB equals 8, and NA intersection B equal 12, find NA union B. Right. Okay, here NA union B. Right. Imagine someone forget to take A union B formula. ඔන්න බලන්න පුතා. Right. කාට හරි A union B එක ගන්න බෑ. එතකොට මං මේක ස්නැප්ෂොට් එකක් ඔළුවේ දාගෙන ඉන්නවා A union B. This is like set A and B intersecting. A union B means, right, you know shaded region A plus B both. Now you can build up with this screenshot. Right. So NA union B equal, thank you, Balan. So how to take this shaded region? So totally you take NA, totally you take NB, but you have done a mistake. What? When A taken and B taken, you duplicated this intersecting area, then you have to subtract that duplication. So how to take that? NA plus NB, right? NA plus NB, you duplicated this part, that duplicated part being deducted. That is the intersection part, this part. Okay, then A intersection B is subtracted. That is how this formula born. Okay, if any mistakes in your memory, but you can recall. That is how you know the concept. NA union B equal NA plus NB minus NA intersection B. Exam එකේදී සමහරුන්ට මේව පාඩමේ යන ළමයින්ට අමතක වෙනවා. මෙතන යකෝ එන්නේ plus the minus the නැත්තම් මේකේ මෙහෙම කොටසක් එනවද කියලා doubts එනවා. දැන් එහෙම එන්නේ ආවත් doubt එකක්. මෙන්න අපේ ඔළුවේ තියෙනවා union කියන්නේ මේ දෙකේ එකතුව sum එක. එහෙනම් ඒක ගනිද්දි A ට B ට එකතු කරාට මොකක්ද අයින් වෙන්න ඕනේ? දෙපාරක් එකතු වුණු intersection එක අයින් වෙනවා. අන්න අපිම build up කර ගන්නවා maths. ඔන්න ඔය level එකට හැම විටම ඉගෙන ගන්න. Right. So you can now apply in A union B, right, equal NA. NA is 15 plus NB is given 8 minus intersection 12. So 15 plus 8, 23 minus 12, then it comes as 1, 2 plus subtract 1, 1. So that comes as 11. Right. X squared plus 9x plus 20. Right. Now you can factorize it. This is trinomial quadratic expressions. And then 20 into x squared you multiply. Then 20 build up with what? And the product should be 20 and sum should be 9. Okay, then what is the answer? Product 20, sum 9 comes with 5x and 4x. Both are positive, right? Then you can apply x squared plus 5x plus 4x plus 20. Now 2 by 2 you take the common factors. Here you take common, here you take common. Here x is common, x taken out, x plus 5 plus here you take 4, then x plus 5. Okay, now you can see that x plus 5 is common right here, taken out, then here x plus 4. Right, x plus 5, x plus 4. මේ පාර ආපු ගාන මන් ලියන්නම් අද ආපු ෆැක්ටරයිසිං ගාන 2x squared minus 18. බලන්න උත්තරේ දාන්න මේකට. මේක තමයි අද ආපු factors ගාන. Factorize 2x squared minus 18. බලන්න උත්තරේ දාන්න හැමෝම chat එකට. Today factorizing question in all level paper. Anyone? So in factorizing, yes, we got 2 answers, 4 answers. What about others? Factorize it. Okay, right. Fine. How to take it? Just first step, right, in factorizing, see the common factors. Here you can see a common factor. What is the common factor for 2x squared minus 18? A lot of students think about the difference of 2 squared at the beginning, but here you can't directly put the difference of 2 squares. Then you take 2 as the common factor first. Okay, you take 2 outside first. Then x squared remaining minus 2 into 9, 18. Right. Now you can check 2 into x squared minus 9, you write 3 squared. Now still the factorizing happens. Now this is the difference of 2 squared. How to convert? Here 2 is there. Here x minus 3 into x plus 3. So this is the question. Okay. So if I ask somebody, what is factorizing? In Sri Lanka, a lot of students fail to give the answer. Right, even the teachers who do the mathematics also sometimes not have a clear idea about what happened in factorizing. What happened in factorizing? Actually, what you are doing as factorizing? What eventually happened? Here, the sum of 3 terms can converted as a product of terms. So in factorizing, what happened? The sum or the difference, the addition, subtraction terms converted as a multiplication. Here see there, subtraction of 2 terms eventually converted as multiplication of another terms. So in factorizing means the addition, subtractions, the sum came as a product. Right. So then only you can identify it is factorized. Right. සමහර මේක ආයෙත් මෙහෙම කරලා රිමූව් කරලා ආයෙ මේ උත්තරය අරගන්නවා. Right? ඒ වගේ වැඩ කරනවා. Remember that factorizing means addition, subtraction, convert to the multiplication. Right. Question number 12. According to the information given in the figure, if x plus y equal 180, right? Find the value of y, right? So now it is a parallelogram. You visualize it as a parallelogram. Then 120 here means here the opposite angles equal in this parallelogram. That is 120. Okay. Then here 120 and here y. Then you know the sum of these two, right, is equal to 180. Why? They are the angles on a straight line, right? Then you can add up y plus 120 equal 180, then y equal just 180, subtract 120 degrees, then y equals 60 degrees. Okay, right. Then question number 13, that is okay. You apply the parallelogram feature, then angles on a straight line. That are the two theorems being applied here, right? Right. Question number 13. This is simple equations. You bring this negative 1 to the other side. So you write 3 upon x equal 2 plus 1. So 3 upon x equal 2 plus 1, 3. Okay, then you can cross multiply whenever the fraction mode. Should we write all these steps? Yes, steps is fine, but reasoning is not compulsory in first paper. Right, reasoning for geometry not compulsory. ඒ කියන්නේ අත්‍යවශ්‍ය නැහැ, right? රීසනින් ආවේ නැහැ කියලා ලකුණු කපන්නේ නැහැ first paper එකේ. හැබැයි steps ලියලා හදන්න උත්තරේ වැරදුනත් steps වලට ලකුණු ලැබෙනවා. But in second paper for geometry, it is must for reasoning for the geometry. Okay, first paper it is not compulsory. If you write, never mind. But if you don't write, no problem. Yes, in the picture you can marks that are that come consider as steps, but reasoning it not compulsory in first paper. Okay, so 2 plus 1, 3. Then here denominator 1. Whenever two fraction modes, here make denominator and cross multiply. Then 3 into x, 3x equal 1 into 3, 3. So 3x equal 3. Okay, then divide by 3 both the sides. Then x equal 3 upon 3, 1. X equal 1. Completed. Right. Now question number 14, if you have any doubts, ask. Right, in the triangle ABC, ABC equal ACB. ABC angle I put at X and ACB, ACB also X. Okay. Right, relationship between the sides AB and AC. This is grade 10 mathematics. When two angles are equal, they are opposite angles. How to take the opposite? Imagine this is a light source, right? This light is reflected to this side. This light is reflected to this side. This is the opposite side. Identify clearly. Okay, then AB equal AC, that is the relationship between the two sides. The theorem is when two angles equal, their opposite sides equal. The converse of it is when two sides equal, their opposite angles are equal. Okay, right. Then question number 15. This year in the graph question, it came the most hardest one under the essential learning concept. They just give in 2 points and ask in the equation, but that coordinate is not the intercept coordinate. I will check with the question and then I will tell you. You find the gradient of the straight line which passes through the point 0, 2 and 2, 6. They ask in the gradient. So how to put the gradient? Now 0, 2 at the point 2, 6. Right. Gradient is y coordinate difference over x coordinate difference. You take the y different into a certain direction. I take into this direction. So here second one is the y 6, subtract. Here second one y 2. Divide by x difference. So the x difference also to be taken to the same direction. Starting point should be same. So you start to subtract here y coordinate. Then x coordinate also to be started to subtract here to here. මේ දෙන්න මාරු කරන්න බෑ. මෙහින් y අඩු කරලා මෙහින් x පටන් ගන්න බෑ. y පටන් ගන්න පැත්තෙන් x අඩු කරන්න පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ. So here x coordinates 2, subtract here x coordinates 0. So 6 subtract 2 comes as 4, 2 subtract 0, 2. 4 divided by 2, it comes as 2. Right. Yes, you can use any direction, but follow the same direction. Right. Question number 16. So the gradient is fine. Question number 16. In the circle with the center O, BC is the diameter. Okay, according to the information, find the value of XR. Remember that when they mentioned that BC is a diameter, okay, from the diameter, the angle subtend on the sector is 90 degree. Okay, from the diameter, the angle subtend on the sector is 90 degree. That is the logic. Now you can see that all the angles add up to 180. Mark this 90. So you can write x plus 40 degree plus 90 degree equal 180. Okay, then x plus 130 equal 180. So just x equal 180, subtract 130. So x equal 50 degree, x equal 50 degree, right? X equal 50 degree. What's the logic here? You apply this is as 90 degree. Okay, question number 17. If the area of the cross section of the prism is 24 square centimeter, calculate the volume. So prism is a solid having uniform cross section. In a uniform cross section solid, the volume is just the cross sectional area into the length. So this is the cross sectional area into this length. Okay, area into length. Right, in a uniform cross-sectional solid. So just you can take volume equal, what is the cross-sectional area? This is the cross-section, that area is 24 square centimeter into length is 10 centimeter. Okay, then you can manage here 24 into 10, 240 cubic centimeters. 240 cubic centimeters. Okay, right. According to the given information, find, right, now check here. Carefully see x and y, okay? So first you can find the x and y, these three angles sum is equal. The three angles sum is equal to 180. Then you can find out x plus Hari, right. Solve the inequality 2x minus 3 greater than 5. Light source. Right. This light is 19th, yes. So 18th. So now here you can see that 70 plus 50, what is the answer? 70 plus 50, 120. Then you can find out x as 60 degrees. So x as 60 degree. The step you required, x plus 50 plus 70 equal 180 degrees. Just subtract x plus 120 equal 180. So subject x as 60 degree. Okay. Then y, you can find the y. Here 30 degree and here y. Then here 50 means this is comes as 130. Why the sum of these two becomes 180. Then you can apply this triangle exterior angle theorem. Right, then y equal 130 plus 30. So y equal 130 plus 30. That gives you 160 degrees. 160 degrees. Then solve the inequality 2x minus 3 greater than 5 and represent the set of real number solution on the given number line, right? Then you have to solve this inequality first. How to solve this one? Just bring this negative 3 to the other side, sign change positive 3. So 2x greater than 8, then just divide by 2 both the sides, then x greater than here 2 cancel, 8 divided by 2 means 4. So the solution is x greater than 4. What they are asking, represent the set of real number solution on the number line. Real number solution mean all the real values. Where x greater than 4, all the values. So we here x4 you mark first. Now you read the equation x greater than 4. Greater than 4 mean right side of the 4. So x greater than 4, but you cannot shade this 4. You cannot bold this 4 because 4 doesn't includes just x greater than 4. Okay, correct it. With arrowhead you mark. Right. Question number 20. Sachin, who is on the second floor of a building, right, observe a car parked on the road at an angle of difference 35. Mark the information here. So first check who is observing. Person observing is Sachin. So to that point, you have to draw the eye level. Eye level is always horizontal. So this is the eye level. Okay. So this is the eye level. Then Sachin's right, this is the eye level. Then he is looking to the car. This is called the vision line that is drawn. Then with the eye level and the vision line, the downward angle is 30%. So what is that depression? That is 35 degree. So here it comes 35 degree. Okay, so this is you have to mark eye level to be drawn and the vision line automatically drawn. So just mention with the eye level and the vision line 35 is the elevation, depression. But when looking from the Sachin, if they ask, this is the eye level, then this is the vision line, this is the elevation here. Because eye level here and looking to a upward object, it creates elevation. From eye level, it looks the downward object, then it creates the depression. So the same magnitude, but the two wording can apply here depression, here elevation. Right, question number 21. The following data select underline one which is not a discrete data, which is not a discrete data. There are two types of data, right? First one is continuous data, continuous, and the other one is discrete data, right? Remember, continuous means flowing smoothly, right? No any gaps, like a river flows continuously, so no gaps, no periods where the boat is not having, right? All the time it flows. Right. Continuous means it takes any value, either decimal, fraction, whatever data value can take for continuous. Remember that wording, the meaning. Continually running means in between, no gaps. But discrete means the opposition of it. It can take only the whole number data only the whole number data, right? Like number of family members, number of passengers in a bus. We are not saying that 1.5 members in our family, right? So now check one which is not a discrete data. That means a continuous data is what? So temperature, which is not a discrete data. Yes, temperature should be a not a discrete data, right? I'll just select and underline the one which is not a discrete data. So temperature continuous data, and then time it takes to travel from home to school, that is continuous data. Okay, the number of teachers in a school, it cannot be a continuous data, it shall be a discrete. Why? It cannot be a decimal fraction, it is whole number. In simply remember, whole number data are the discrete, and any number data is the continuous. Then Tilliners weight, that is also can take as a continuous data. So they asking one which is not a discrete data. මේකේ ප්‍රශ්නේ හැටියට නම් එන්න ඕනේ මේ උත්තරේ විතරක් එන නෑ දෙන්න, which is one is not a continuous data කියලා. Right. But as per this question, you have three answers. Right. Understand, in the red book, you can write down what are the continuous data and the discrete data. Continuous mean continually running, any value can take. Discrete mean only the whole number data, like here, number of teachers, number of members, number of passengers, right? Number of whole numbers, likewise. Right, question number 22. In the circle with the center O, AB is a codon. This paper, today paper also having this kind of question. Chord AB is 6 centimeter, right? OX equal 4 centimeter, find the radius. Similar questions is there. So I will, next week, probably I can arrange the paper and I will focus it. So now you can see, when a perpendicular is drawn to a chord, then the chord is bisected. Chord is bisected. Now AB equals 6 means here half, that is 3. Why? When a perpendicular is drawn to a chord, chord is bisected. Now you can see 4, 3, then here is 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter. How the Pythagoras theorem apply? Pythagoras triple, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, right? 5, 12, 13. These are the Pythagoras triple. Right. Question number 23. It is needed to fix a lamp post on a lamp post equidistance to A and B buildings. Equidistance to A and B. A and B are 2 points, right? Equidistance to 2 points is the perpendicular bisector that is drawn. Okay, and 5 away from AB border. Now check AB border. AB is a line, right? Equidistant 5 centimeter away from AB border means what? A parallel line. This constant distance to a given border means a parallel line. So you have two options to make parallel line. On the top, maybe 5 centimeter parallel line, and bottom you may draw 5 centimeter away a parallel line. Okay, this is 5 centimeter away lines. Then mark the point T on the corresponding point. So you have 2 points T and T. Okay, equidistance to A and B is the perpendicular bisector, and equidistance to that line is 2 parallel lines. Okay, so that are the points too. Right, question number 24. From the event given below, fill in the blanks boxes by putting I if it is a simple event, and by putting IX if it is a composite. Simple event means what? In the event, it contains only one element. We cannot further segregate it. If event having only one element, then that is a simple event. Otherwise, composite event, more elements. Right. Then getting 5 when a fair die is rolled. Now check, getting 5 is the event. How many elements of getting 5? How many 5 elements are there? Just one. One element means that is simple event. So you write I there. Okay, then getting an odd number when a fair die is rolled, odd number. So how many odd numbers there are in the die? 1, 3, 5. So how many events are there? How many elements are there? 3 elements. That's not a simple event. So you write 1 I x. Right. Then obtaining a red pebble from a bag containing a red pebble and a blue pebble. Red pebble and a blue pebble. Just red pebble, one red pebble only. Then that is simple event. Right. So this is the meaning of simple event. If the event A, if it is simple event, NA is 1. Okay. Then if it is not a simple event, then NA greater than 1. This is the simple event concept. Okay. And this is the composite event concept. Okay, fine. Right. N equal number of elements of that event is 1. Simple, more than 1, composite. Right. Question number 25. In a circle with center O, the point A, P, B and C, A, P, B, C are situated on the circle. If A, P, B 30 degree, A, P, B 30 degree, right? Suitable value for the blank AOB, right? Here A, P, B 30 means this is the angle at the sector. Then center is twice of that. That comes as 30 into twice 60. Okay, then AOB equals 60 degree. Then ACB, magnet of ACB, ACB, here 60, center angle, then here the sector angle, that is half of 60, that is comes as 30 degree. Okay, that is comes as 30 degree. Okay, right. Right, now correct them. Under 50, how many marks you obtain? Okay, right. 40, 48. Okay, 42, okay, 48, 46, 44. Okay, no problem. We can enhance it, right? Um, in theory class, we completed the area questions for the area lesson, and we are now at after the area lesson, right? Okay, 1/4 of the land was reserved to build a house, and 1/3 of the remaining portion was reserved to cultivate crops. 1/4 of the land was reserved to build a house, and 1/3 of the remaining portion. ඔන්න මේකට මං කියලා දෙනවා diagram එකක් අඳින හැටි. Those who cannot understand, they can follow this diagram method. Very easy methods that you can catch up with. Okay, I wrote here the diagram. Right, see the diagram, the total land there. So this is the land, I draw here land, okay. Then land, you first check 1/4 of land reserved to build house. So one part is building house, build house I put, that is 1/4. Then they mention, and 1/3 of the remaining. Then you have another sub pillar, remaining you need to find. So how to find the remaining in this diagram? From 4, one parts given to house build. Then from 4, what is the balance? 4න් එකක් මෙතෙන්ට ගියාම 4න් කීයක් ඉතිරි වෙන්නේ 3යි 3/4. Then remaining found. Then 1/3 of the remaining. Now the remaining is segregated. 1/3 of that remaining is 3/4 is allocated for what? Cultivate crops. Crops වලට 1/3 of that 3/4 crops. Now you can build up the question. What fraction of the whole land is remaining after reserving to build house? Remaining. So 1/4 given here, then remaining is here 3/4. So just you can write 3/4, 2 marks there. Okay, this how it happened. Total 4 parts there. Subtract 1/4 parts, then 3/4 comes. Then what fraction of the whole land is reserved to cultivate crops? Crops is 1/3 of remaining. Apply that language here. 1/3 of remaining. Remaining. Okay, then 1/3 of mean multiplication. So what is the remaining? Remaining is 3/4. 3/4. So we apply 3/4 here. So 3 cancelled. Then 1 into 1, 1 upon 4. 1 upon 4. Okay. Now you can see the cultivating crops 1 upon 4. එතකොට දැන් කොච්චරක් ඉතුරුද කියලා ඔයාලට බලන්න පුළුවන් මෙතනම. මෙතන remain වුණා 3/4. උතර බලන්න 3/4 මෙතෙන්ට 1/4 ගියාම මේ දෙකේ එකතු වෙන්නේ remain එක හැදෙන්නේ. So here 1/4 there to have 3/4 here. Just subtract this 1/4. You can find remain at last. From 3/4 subtract 1/4. 4 3 4 එකක් අයින් කරන්න. Then 2/4 comes there. Okay, now due to an urgent need, 2/5 of the rest was sold. දැන් rest එක අපි ගාව තියෙනවා. මෙන්න මෙතන තමයි rest එක තියෙන්නේ. remaining එකෙන් මෙතෙන්ට කොටසක් දුන්නා. rest එක මෙතනින් ගන්න එකලා. Okay, see once what fraction of the whole land is remaining after the selling portion? Right. එහෙනම් දැන් කොච්චරක්ද rest එකෙන් විකුණන්නේ? Due to an urgent need, 2/5 of the rest was sold. එතකොට rest එක උනේ කොච්චරද පුතා මෙතන? Cultivate crops ගියාට පස්සේ 2/4 නේ ආවේ. 2/4 simplify කරපුවාම 1/2. Okay, 1/2 තමයි rest උනේ. ඒකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක්. 1/2 වලින් 2/5 තමයි sold කරේ. What fraction of the whole land is remaining after the selling? දොඩයි කොච්චරක්ද සෙලින් එකෙන් පස්සේ ඉතුරු වෙන්නේ 1/2 නේ මෙතන අවසානට දැන් ඉතුරු වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක් සෙල් කරා නම් sold 2/5 then what is the remaining of this remaining half වලින් පහෙන් දෙකක් sold කරාම පහෙන් තුනක් තමයි ඉතිරි වෙන්නේ ඔන්න ගත්ත විදිය half was there then of that 3/5 is the remained at last so you can simplify here 1 into 3 3 2 into 5 10 2 10/5. So here you have 3 marks there and here also you have 3 marks there. Then what is the value of the whole land? Whole land එක අහනවා. දොර මෙතන ඉතිරි වෙච්ච value එක හොයා ගන්න පුළුවන්. selling කරේ කොච්චරක්ද? selling value එක ගන්න fraction එක 2/5 of the rest. Rest was what here? 1/5. So 1/2. 1/2 තමයි rest උනේ. ඒකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක් තමයි sold. So you can find out as a fraction of the land. Then it comes as 1/5 is the sold fraction. So that is equivalent as an amount here. That is 160,000. Okay, 1/5 means 160,000. Therefore, the total land is equal. Total land equal just 5 into 160,000 into 5. Okay, 5 into 16, 80 and 0 and 3 zeros there. Rupees 800,000. Rupees 800,000. Okay, that part having 2 marks. And some those who got the 10 marks here. Oh, 1/2 into 2/5 තමයි පුතා. ඒක තමයි මේකට එන්නේ මේ 1/2 into 2/5 simplify වෙනවා. Then 1/5 තමයි එන්නේ land එකේ. question third එකේ අහන්නේ පුතා. උදේට බලන්න question third එකේ මොකක්ද අහන්නේ? Due to an urgent needs 2/5 of the rest was sold. ඉතුරු ටිකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක් sold කරාලු. ඒ කියන්නේ ඉතුරු ටික උනේ කොච්චරද? දෙකෙන් එකක්නේ. ඒකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක් sold කරා. හැබැයි අහන්නේ sold එක නෙමෙයි. To whole land is remaining after the selling. selling වලින් පස්සේ ඉතුරු ටික. එතකොට half ඉතුරු වෙලා තිබ්බ ටිකෙන් පහෙන් දෙකක් sold කරාම පහෙන් තුනක් ඉතුරුයි. ඒකෙන් මෙන්න remaining එක අහන්නේ. මෙතන තමයි sold එක තියෙන්නේ. Okay? Right. Right, now we are moving to the question number, next one, question number 2, right. A sketch of a land with A, B, C, E, D square shaped portion and a sector with the angle of at the center 90 degree, shown in the figure. Find the DC arc length. They're asking DC arc length. Here 14, here 14, and here 14, right? Then DC arc length is this one. Okay, then how to find the DC arc length? Area, they're asking C equal, you know that this is 90-degree sector. So 90 degree means you can directly apply 1/4 into 2 into 5 into R. R is what? R is the radius, that is 14 meter. So 7172, 224, then it comes as the 22 meters. So that is the 22 meter. So you have 2 marks there. So that is the DC arc length 22 meter. Then it is needed to fix poles only on the DC border in such a way that the gap between the two poles should be 2 meter. Calculate the number of poles here, right? Carefully see, DC border means here to here. They have to erect the they have to erect the poles in this border with 2 meter gaps. So you know that 2 meter gaps. Imagine this example. So each 2 meter gap. Okay, now first check within this distance how many 2 meter gaps are there. So now you check how many 2 meter gaps පරතර කීයක් තියෙනවද කියලා බලන්නේ කොහොමද? Just you take the DC arc length divide by 2 meter. So DC arc length is 22 meter divide by 2 meter, then it comes as 11 gaps. Remember, gaps and the poles are the equal or there is a difference? There is a difference. So if you draw, this is the DC arc length. So imagine in simply here, I put gaps how many? 1, 2, 3 gaps there. Paratara tunak තියෙනවා. But how many poles? 1, 2, 3, 4 poles. So number of gaps plus 1 is the number of poles. Okay, so here the gaps 11, then therefore number of poles required. Number of poles required is just add 1 to that, 11 plus 1, that gives you 12. Why it happens? When the starting and ending terminals are not same. Okay, if the starting and ending terminals of erecting pole same position, then you are not adding 1. උතර මතක තියාගන්න ඔය ක්‍රම දෙකම ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන එක්සෑම් එකට starting එකයි ending එකයි points දෙකක් නම් මේ spaces ගානට එකක් add කරනවා. You add 1 to the spaces. But imagine if it comes like erecting this along this sector fully they erected, then see that number of poles and the gaps they are same. Right, here gaps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Poles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When it comes to the starting point, then number of spaces equal number of poles. But when it doesn't, it comes to the starting point, 2 terminal, then number of spaces plus 1 is the gap. Sorry, plus 1 is the pole. Right, okay. So you have here 2 marks. Calculate the area of the whole land. Right now you have to calculate the area of the whole land. That means you will calculate the area of the sector. So I take area of sector, a sector, right? How to that? 1/4 into 5R squared. R is 14 into 14. Then it comes as 7172, 2122, 211. Then it comes as 154 square meters. Then area of square equal just length into breadth, 14 meter into 14 meter. That comes as 196 square meters. Okay, then add these two together. 350 square meters. 350 square meters. Calculate the area of the whole land, that is 350 square meters. Another rectangular shaped portion of land with the same area of the above land. Another rectangular, so here you have 3 marks. Okay. Another rectangular shaped portion of land with the same area of the above land uh, is needed to be added, taking AE as the border of it, AE as the border of it, find the length of the rectangle shaped portion. Now, this area is 350 square meters. Okay, then AE as the border means the side length 14. Then here you have to attach a rectangle. The condition is their area also should be 350 square meters, and then they ask what is length here. So you know that area build up with length into breadth. Length breadth should multiply equal 350. Then you can take it L into 14 meter equal the 350 area. Just take L, just 350 divide by 14. Just area divide by given side length. Then the other side length comes 7 to 7, 50. So 50 upon 2 means 25 meters there. So the length should be marked as 25. Okay, so you have the last 3 marks for that one. Just length as 25. Here just 2 marks there. Then what another gun? Draw the sketch of the newly added portion of land on the above diagram with relevant measurement. Yes, you found this length 2 marks, and then for drawing it 1 marks. Okay, you have to draw with the measurements here 2, and for the final part 1. Here make a rectangular portion with a dimension, correct dimension. Right. So that is done. Now we are moving to the question number 3. Right. The quarterly rates that should be paid for a house of annual assessed value of 24,000, which is situated of a certain municipal council, is rupees 360. That is the quarterly payment. Okay. Then what is the annual rate to be payment? So you know that per year, how many quarters? 4 quarters. Then just rupees 360 multiply with 4 to take annual rate 4 into 0, 0, 4 into 6, 24, 2 remaining, 4 into 3, 12 plus 2, 14. Then it comes as rupees 1,440. You have 2 marks there. Then calculate the annual rate percentage. How to calculate the annual rate percentage? Just 1,440 divide by the right annual assessed value. Annual assessed value is 24,000. Right, to make as a percentage, you multiply it by 100%. Okay, how to get the annual rate percentage for 24,000 annual assessed value? It charge 1,440 interest rate. If that's so, from 100%, how much? Okay, though here two zeros cancelled, 1010 cancels. Then check 24. How many for 144? That is having 6%. 6%. Okay, here 2 marks there. Then food sufficient for 15 cows for 10 days. Right now, see, this is coming under indirect proportion, right? This is coming under indirect proportion, men days. Okay. Food sufficient for 15 cows for 10 days in a store. Just find out how many food days are there, cow days are there. So how many cows here? 15 cows into how many days are there? 10 days. So you can say 15 into 10 is 150 cow days. 150 cow days. For how many days does this food is sufficient for one cow? 150 cow day means if one cow eat, it can eat 150 days. එක cow කෙනෙක් කෑවොත් 150ක් කන්න පුළුවන් දවස්. right. එතකොට මේකේ 150ක් cow කෑවොත් one day. හරිනේ 150 එන්න ඕනේ product එක. right. එක්කෙනෙක් කෑවොත් 1 into 150 days. Then a cow 2 into 75. Then 150 comes. Then 3 cow 3 into 50 days. Cow 150 50 cow 3 days. 150 cow 1 days. On the logic kicker. Right. 150 cow days comes with different cows with different days. However, the product should match with 150. Okay, then one cow, how many days? This is 150 cow days. Just divide by one cow. Then one, nothing happened. Then 150 days. Right, right, 2 marks there. Then after 8 days, after 8 days, five cows were taken into another farm. So how many days does the remaining food substance for the remaining cows? Now this is the total cow days. Okay, now you can say that spent cow days. Now spent cow days. How to take? They after 8 days, five cows were taken. So until 8 days, how many cows were there? Uh, 15 cows there. So 15 cows eats 8 days. How many foods they spend? 15 into 8 means 120 cow days food being eaten. Why? 15 cows ate for 8 days, then 120 done. Then after 8 days, five cows were taken to another, right? Five cows taken means now having 10 cows. Why? From 15, 5 being subtracted. So now we have 10 cows. So now this is the food sufficient. Balance food is how much? 150 was the total, then 120 is done, eaten, because 15 cows, 8 day eaten. Then what is the remaining food? From here to here subtract, then that gives you 30 cow days food is remaining. Okay, that 30 cow days now to be taken by 10 cows. Then 30 cow days divide by 10 cows. Then you can see there how many days. Cows cancel, 0 cancels. Then it comes as 3 days. So that means how many days sufficient? 3 days. You have 4 marks there. 4 marks there, because that's the bit harder part here. Right, correct it. Right. පැහැදිලිද? ඒකේ කවු ප්‍රශ්න පැහැදිලිද? කවු ප්‍රශ්න පැහැදිලිද ළමයි? Right. එතන total food එක analyze කරන්න, 8 days completed food එක analyze කරන්න. දවස් 8ක් උන් නොකා ඉන්නේ, එකෙක් පහක් ගියා කියලා උන් දවස් 8ක් තිස්සේ කනවා. ඒතර cows 15ක් දවස් 8ක් තිස්සේ කනකොට cow days කීයක් spend? 15 into 8, 120 cow days spent, done, removed the foods. Then total estimation this much, now it is completed. Then the balance is 30 cow days foods. Now that 30 cow days to be taken by how many cows? We have 10 cows. Then 30 divided by 10 cows, then you can see 3 days sufficient. The following pie chart illustrates the information on the first bucket subject selected by grade 10 students in a certain school. If the total number of students who has been selected language is 120, right? How many students has been selected Chinese language? Right. Total language is 120 students. ඔන්න බලන්නකෝ. understanding එක. එතකොට මෙයා 90 degree නිකම් බැලුවත් තේරෙනවා maths එකෙන් මොනවද දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙකුට උනත් මේ rounding of this full circle this is 1/4 part. full rounding හතරෙන් එකක්. එහෙනම් මුළු පිරිසෙනුත් 1/4 එතෙන්ට ඉන්න ඕනි. නිකන් අදහස් මොකවත් දන්නේ නැති කෙනෙකුට උනත් බැලු බැලමට Chinese කියන්නේ මුළු portion එකෙන් හතරට බෙදලා එකක්. Right. So you can take as a formal method from 360 degree. This is how much? 90 degree. If that's so, from 120, how much? Then 91, 94, then 41, 430. So that means 30 students. So here it comes 30 students. Okay, right? You have 2 marks. Then, if the number of students who has been selected Hindi and French language are equal, Hindi and French equal mean here 60 mean here also 60. If number of students equal means their angles also equal. That's the logic. Equal, find the angle at the center of the sector which denoted French language. So French language is 60 degree. Just the logic, number of count equal means their values also, angles also equal. Okay. Right. Now we move to the question number 3. After 2 months, 30 students who has been selected Japanese language, and then you can find out here Japanese angle. First find the Japanese angle. How? You know that X, I take Japanese X, then 60 here, 60 there, and 90. These all add up to 360. Why the angles around this point is 360. So here X plus 60, 60, 120 plus 90 equal 360. Then X plus 210 equal 360. So you can subject X as just 300 subtract the 60 subtract 200, 360 subtract 210, 150 degree. So X has 150 degree. So here it comes 150 now. Right. So now 2 months later, 30 students who are like Apple language change their subject to French. Okay. Find the angle at the center of the sector which denote Japanese language after this change. Hari. Students ලා 30ක් තමයි මෙතනින් මෙතෙන්ට මාරු වෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් ඔයා බලන්න පුළුවන් you can check 30 students impact how many degrees? ලේසිම ක්‍රමය එකයි. students 30ක් තමයි මාරු වෙන්නේ. students 30ක් නිසා impact වෙන angle එක කීයද? එහෙනම් ඔක හිතන්න පුළුවන් මෙහෙම මේ මෙතනම තියෙනවානේ 90 degree වලට belongs to students ලා 30ක්නේ. එහෙනම් 30 students means right how many degrees impact 90 degree මෙතන ඒකෙම පේනවා මේ Chinese වලට ආවේ 30 students impact means 90 degree change. So now you can see that here 90 degree change. So just 90 degrees in, find the angle at the center of the sector which denote the Japanese language. So Japanese language, it has had 150 degree. Now it revise 90 degree subtract here. Then it comes as from 150 subtract 90, 60 degree. 60 degree is now the change. Okay, right. ඒක පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒතර අපි හොයුවා ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස් ලා 30කට බලපාන ඇන්ගල් එක කීයද? හරිනේ. ස්ටුඩන්ට් ලා 30ක් කියන්නේ ඇන්ගල් එක 90. 90 බලපානවා. එනවා කියන්නේ රිඩක්ට් වෙනවා. Right. So we have 2 marks there. ඒකට නම් 3 equation එක short වැඩි. ඒතර ළමයි මෙතන ලකුණු ටිකක් adjust වෙනවා. මෙතෙන්ට ලකුණු 3ක් දාගන්න. මෙතෙන්ට 3යි, මෙතෙන්ට 4යි, මෙතෙන්ටත් 3ක් දාගන්න, මෙතෙන්ට 4ක් දාගන්න. Fourth, last part 4. 3, 3, 4. Right. Right. Now we move to the question number 5, the set question. A survey conducted in a certain village on 12 random selected households revealed the following information. 40 households had no television. Household who had television TNA and household who had telephones. Right. So 40 household had no television, no, not the Ghana. Had no television mean complement of had television. Had television complement means sum of here and here region. The three dot, because this is the household who had television. Not having television mean complement of that event. That means this dot region and this dot region sum is 640. We keep as aside. Then 80 household had no telephones. Had no telephones means here the outside of the had telephone, right? That means this and this sum is how much? 80. Okay. Then 30 household had neither a television nor a telephone. Neither television nor telephone means this region. Now, from the last point you enter to the question. So, had neither a television nor a telephone means the outside region, both nothing. So, that is 30. You now build up here as 30. Okay, now you go to the first point. Then mula point එකට යන්න. Now you read 40 household had no television. Here had television, had no mean outside of that region. We saw that this plus this was the 40 should be there. Then here this comes as 10. තෙරුණානේ අවසාන පොයින්ට් එකෙන් ආයි මුලට ගිහිල්ලා කියවනවා. Then 80 household had no telephones. Had telephone is this region, had no mean outside that. Outside is 80. Then here outside mean here 30 there. Then here comes as 50. මේක තමයි 50 වෙන්නේ. ඔන්න අලුත්ම විදිහකට ගාන build up කරලා තිබ්බ. දැක්කනේ had no telephone means complement of telephone set. Having two region this and this 80. Here outside means 40 this and this. Fine. Okay. Right. Then we found this information. Here 12 no 120 I think 120, this is one mistake. So take 120 randomly selected household. 120, right. Correct it. 50 plus, then you can find out this region. 50 plus 10, 60 here 120. 50 plus 10, 60. 60 plus 90. 60 plus 30, 90. Then for have 100, 30 there. Okay, then 50 plus 30, 80 here, 30 plus 10, 40. So this is the answer. So that is mistake here. 120 should be there, not 12. Represent the above information on a Venn diagram. So the representation you have 3 marks there. පැහැදිලිනේ වෙනම approach එකක් මේ question එක තුල තිබුණේ. හරි. Then check the next part. How many household had both television and telephones? Had both television and telephones means this region, right? Having both. So that region is 30. Okay, so the second question answer 30. You have 2 marks there, 30. Then how many household have had either a telephone, either have household had either a television or telephone? Either a television or telephone. ඒ කියන්නේ ටෙලිවිෂන් එකක් හෝ ටෙලිෆෝන් එකක් තිබුණු පවුල් ගාන කීයද? මේ දෙක නේද? either a television. මේකේ මේ තුන් දෙනාම at least වචනේ නැහැ නේද? At least නැති නිසා 50 plus 10. How many household had either a television or telephone? Oh, they ඔක්කොම ගන්න පුළුවන්. Right. Either television or telephone means here 50 only telephone, only television, here only telephone, and both 30. So 5 plus 10, 60 plus 3, 90. So they have either television or telephone, right? 1 marks there. Here 2 marks, right? Either television or telephone. Then fourth one, shade the region will represent the household that had telephone but had no television. Had telephone but had no telephones, right? So this region, that means in other words, only television, had television only, or television only region. Okay, had television but not telephones. In other words, only television. Represent the, so here 2 marks there. Then represent the shaded region in set notation. On a balana set notation. So this R only region, how to shade set represent. Here nothing is shaded of T. Nothing is T means T dash you apply. T dash. T dash. What? All the T dash being shaded? No. This is the T. T dash mean outside of the T, but not all the outside mark, just intersect with R part only. So T dash intersect with R. Or you can change the terms like R intersect with T dash. Both are okay. Okay? Right. R intersect with T dash, 2 marks there for this question. Right. Corrective marks are intersect with T dash. Corrective marks of this paper. So successfully completed this paper, right? You know that today a lot of students saying that the first paper is the hard, right? First paper, but that's happened, right? Normally, if students not feel about for fear about the first paper, now this time feel about the uh, for the fourth question. I think it should be T to be shaded. Is that correct? Just take the wording. Shade the region which represent household that had telephone but had no television. Ah, yes, had telephone. Nah, I thought had telephone but not television. Yes, that's my mistake. They mention had telephone. Yes, telephone had කියනවා. Telephone තියෙනවා but not television. නෑ වචන දෙකක නිසා පැටලුණා. So this is the region. Yes. Had telephones but not television. So when denoting it in the Venn diagram set notation is just outside of the R dash intersect with T. So R dash තමයි intersect වෙන්නේ T එක. Because in R nothing being shaded. R complement intersect with T. Okay. Right. Okay, Bhutan, right. So now we completed totally the paper number 33 successfully. So I think that is okay to everyone. So if you have any questions, ask me and send me your marks out of 100, how much? Okay, දැන් අපි හිතාගෙන හිටියට එහෙනම් මොකද්ද වෙනස් වෙන්න ඕනේ? We all the time think that the first paper is very easy and the second is hard. No, nothing, nothing there. So both papers are important and sometimes both papers are difficult. Learn in that standard way as I is explained at the very beginning of the class. So everyone take it seriously, and now this is your chance. Next exam is now yours. So maths is finished, right? Next maths is you are facing, right? Remember this and take that risk and responsibility to you, and do the papers, questions, and follow the red book, and in the red book make the corrections. Then you will be in a better position to make a great score, a great A marks. Okay, Buddha? Then I have completely discussed the paper number 33. So we will meet up with paper number 34 by next week, and with the theory class tomorrow. For April month, I am delivering the tube and the paper pack. Normally tube delivering, paper pack also to be delivered. Okay, Buddha, thank you very much. Learn hard, better, work better, and understand the here the advance of maths now, and learn better. Okay, thank you very much. We will meet by next week, Buddha. Right.